Hello and welcome everyone to episode 35 of One Piece at a Time, the One Piece read-through podcast where we read and discuss 5 chapters of the One Piece manga each and every week. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and freelance letterer at Shonen Jump, Brandon Bovia. How you doing, Brandon?
How's it going? The English letterer for manga like Dragon Ball Super and Kaiju number 8. Dragon Ball's had a bit of a busy week.
Yeah.
Lots going on with it coming to Fortnite and Superhero coming out in the US. And if you haven't been keeping up with the manga, I won't spoil it here, but it's been doing some fun stuff, and we'll be going into a new story arc after a little bit of a break.
Yeah, that's it's really cool. And if you want to hear him talk about that, in case you haven't, you were actually a guest over at with Masako X.
Yeah, you can catch me talking about the newest chapter on his channel. It was just a little stream that we did, very last minute. But, as someone who grew up being a fan, it is one of those like whoa moments.
Yeah.
I get to talk to him. So.
I'm sure, because man, it's hard to believe how long he's been at this.
Yeah, seriously. It's
cool. Cool to see you get that recognition. So definitely check out more of Brandon over there, and it's fun stuff. But we're talking One Piece, and we can't talk One Piece movies until we catch up, and we have a long way to go because
oh boy,
I can't watch One Piece Film Red. I mean, it's probably open, but I don't know. I feel like it feels weird to watch later One Piece stuff when I'm back all the way here.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it personally.
Yeah, probably not a great idea. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into One Piece and try to do that. Try to catch up. You know, they'll probably have 3 more movies out by the time we get to this.
Yeah, probably.
But yes, chapter 171, Koza, leader of the rebels, and you know, there's one thing to stop a hypnotism ploy to erase your friendship, and that is a beautiful woman.
I mean, she's clearly in a Navy uniform, so I don't know what Django's doing. Like, you have no shot, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she is clearly a high-ranking officer because she has the whole coat thing going on.
Yeah, she's got the jacket. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't. Hey, like, you didn't brainwash your bro, so that's good. But
yeah, but
I don't know
only one
chances.
thing's stronger than bros, and that's the girls. It's a fun design. You know, I don't find her any more attractive than others, but it's a taste.
they have a taste.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely higher rank than what Full Body was because she gets the whole jacket situation. So. We'll have to see what develops of that. But in the meantime, we're in the thick of it because the plan is definitely in place. And right off the bat,
things are getting very chaotic.
Cobra's gone. Cobra cannot be found in the capital. Apparently went out in the middle of the night and everything's under surveillance, but they cannot find him. Chaka's like, well, if only Pell was here because he's really good at finding people. But of course, Pell is knocked out by All Sunday at this point.
Got his neck snapped. So that's not good.
Yeah. And Chuck is just like, okay, I can't lead the army on my own authority. I need the king. What do we do here? This is not good. And turns out they found him. He's in Nanohana. And it's like, oh God, what's going on over there? And they don't even show you Nanohana first. It just goes straight to Koza riding out on a horse from Kotoria to see what's going on.
And he's just like the way that you're seeing the tension build. Like we have this mystery that the king is gone, and Koza here is like he's saying you sunk to a new low. Well, he's thinking about his dad telling him to trust in the king. Like, and
even getting this flashback is Koza working on it. It's like, the Majesty is a good man, and Koza's like, all you folks say that. I don't care less. I didn't come to Yuba for His Majesty's sake. It's just all about that country. It's showing the build up to it, how he got pushed to the point. Don't know how he became the leader because the rebel army was over 100,000 strong before he even joined. And he's just like, hey, don't worry. Once it rains, the suspicions will cease. And then it's just showing that degradation, the heat, the dried out city, the canals being destroyed. There's no water. It hasn't rained in over a year. A baby crying just to emphasize that.
I think I mentioned this during the first Koza flashback, but like he's definitely like the kind of character who's just has like an absurdly strong sense of right and wrong. And so you're sort of seeing him having to like sit by while all of these things that he's watching all of these bad things happen, and very clearly does not like feeling powerless about it. And I really like this conversation he has here, like with the king, where like he's just like, we have the dance powder, like use it. And so like the king is being very he's trying to wait for things to play out. He's all about patience. So it feels like, I don't know, it feels like a practicality versus like idealism is sort of like the clash that's going on here.
Yeah, and the thing is, Cobra is in the right here. Like,
yeah,
he if this were a normal circumstance, if Crocodile wasn't manipulating things behind the scenes, he's in the right. He's like, the dance powder would only bring more misfortune. This country is not the only one that needs rainfall. It's like, hey, if it rains, the rebellion might end. It's like, no, it would only make matters worse. It's not that simple. Koza again is so black and white with this, and it's just like, no, I can fight now. I'll be back for the rain, and it's just it does. And the other thing is, this flies in the face of what he knows about Cobra. What you see going on is like, why is he being so foolish? This is not Cobra. What we see here, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't even know how like my way of apologizing for taking the rain is to put the dance powder incident behind us. I'm going to sacrifice Nanohana and burn it to the ground. I don't think that helps things.
Yeah, and I mean, if that wasn't like, I feel like this was sort of the point where I feel like the citizens should have probably realized that something was up, but then sort of kind of given up the game here, where we have the little kid who tried to join the rebels shows up to confront the king. It's Kappa, I think his name was.
He's something like that. Yeah,
he was coming up to Cobra like, you stole the rain. That's why this country dried up, and he just kicks him.
Yeah,
is this your king? As the quote goes.
Right. It's just the frustrations are so built up at this point. Yeah. And I mean, we as readers, like, it's pretty quickly obvious, like, oh, this is Mr. 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But to have this confrontation between Koza, I like these look at Koza because you can sense there's still some trust in the king.
Yeah.
But seeing him do this, it's like, again, Cobra saying, I've come to apologize while burning this place to the ground, and just like Koza not being able to take it. It's like, what is going on here? It is so obviously not Cobra, but I think the frustrations are just so high. It makes sense why it's going down like this. And
I really love
unleashing
that speech, the speech that he gives, where he's just like, at least lie and say you're innocent, or you'll destroy the trust they had in you. Which, now, it feels like he's kind of talking about himself. He's also talking about the people of the country, but I think on some level he doesn't want to believe what's happening in front of his own eyes either.
And especially because he has his father, who is absolutely dedicated to Cobra.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that there's that one to have that trust in his father. But just seeing this in front of him is just, it's just too much. Like you can see him struggling with these two kings he's seen and not being able to figure out why it's like this. And then he gets shot.
Oh yeah, and then he gets shot. Yeah, of course.
And if you didn't know it was Mr. 2 at this point, that smile.
The face he makes, it's like, all right, yep. Mm-hmm. If things weren't escalating enough already.
I know. It is such an insane chapter of things happening where all of a sudden a huge ship crashes into the harbor. And meanwhile, Koza, with this really good, again, continuing good speech, the whole country's been waiting for you to declare your innocence. That's why we rebelled. At least I did. And that's such a really powerful moment.
That hurts. Because he really is the kind of character that just believes that he's trying to do the right thing, and like, I think what gets me is that this is a really good way to show just like how volatile socio-economic political situations can just be like manipulated by one bad actor, because like these are tensions that were already there, and then what Crocodile's doing is that he's basically just like throwing the spark into the fire. Oh yeah, and just getting the thing is, he's riling everybody up.
As we see throughout these chapters, his plan is brilliant.
Yeah.
It is so meticulously set up. By far the smartest plan we've seen up to this point in One Piece.
Yeah.
Like no comparison. And also serves to show that Baroque works up to this point have seemed like mostly a joke. Like they don't seem that threatening, but the ship, the plan, all the little players in this is just.
I wanted to talk about the ship because on that next page, that like that shot of Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger walking like down the middle of the street while the ship is crashing in behind them might be one of the coolest panels in the manga so far.
Just that scale of the ship is insane. And that's it. They're like, all right, spark is set, light the fires, let's go. And Koza's getting treated by his men. The Royal Army in quotes has left, and there's Mr. Two.
Right, that reveal at the end.
Getting his pom-poms on to run out of there laughing while all the other like guys that are dressed up as the Royal Army laughing as well. And that's the end.
Yep.
It's just,
that's kind of a dark chapter.
It is a very dark chapter, just showing why the frustrations are so built up and how this whole Operation Utopia is going down.
This is definitely the chapter that is just like, okay, the plan is in motion.
Yeah.
And just things are kind of falling apart for the good side.
And no appearance by any of the Straw Hats or Vivi. It's
seriously.
Just all the citizenry and the Baroque works. And jeez. As you said, dark chapter, really, when you fully look at it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on to chapter 172, Rebellion. And we get the end of Django's Dance Paradise. Dance at the Peon Pals. She is so beautiful that Django joined the Marines.
I love this. I don't know if we ever see Django as a Marine at any other point in the story, but like that is a detail that I just completely passed me by. But I love this so much.
Yeah,
we got the captain from the previous cover story sitting in the background. We got Kobe and Helmeppo, and
I like this little crossover. We can see Kobe and Helmeppo along with Garp walking by.
God, it really is like these cover stories are such the perfect opportunity to show these little side stories of what sort of previous characters have been up to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super well done, and
really makes you feel like everybody just has like their own life going on outside of the main story. And
it's a big world, and it makes sense that these two would kind of meet up, even though not really. Yeah. Because they're both at the head of the Marines, and I can't say I have expected Django to become a Marine, but hey, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, good for him.
Good for him.
You know, I'm happy for you, man.
So into the chapter itself, again, the scale of this ship.
And then the bottom panel reminded me, oh yeah, the whole city's on fire right now.
But they have no water.
Yeah. It's just everything kind of going from bad to worse.
Really. And then we get the utterly ridiculous pages of the panels with Miss Doublefinger, where she's supposed to be, sexy, ostensibly, but those hips are kind of grotesque.
Yeah, a bit. I think it's supposed to, like, the way she walks, it's supposed to be like a catwalk, like fashion show kind of
exaggerated
walk
thing.
Yeah. I definitely think in manga form where your mind can fill in the blanks, it's not quite as uncanny as it is seeing it animated.
I'm sure, but even still just seeing it here, it's just so...
Yeah, it is just...
Like, her waist is so tiny.
Yeah, it's definitely quite bizarre.
Not an attractive look, I gotta say. But it is kind of funny, and I think that's the point.
It's menacing in a weird way.
Yeah, it's one of those things where she seemed the most normal out of all of them, but now all of a sudden here's her quirk. Yeah,
exactly. Like I feel like if you were in a horror movie watching something shaped like this walking towards you like it was walking down for a fashion show, I would also be horrified.
Absolutely. And they're all heading back to Alabasta because that's where the finale will be. And it's just like, all right. But then we've still got Mr. Two just living it up. It's just like, it's also iffy. I love it. And since I'm the epitome of iffy myself.
And which... as in character as it is kind of the downfall, as that little kid who got kicked by him. The king turned into a queen? Is he seeing him walk down?
That's a line. And then just like, the king was a fake. We've been tricked. I have to telephone. It's like, it gives you that little bit of hope.
And then
until he runs into Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger. It's like, crap.
And then you just... all you see is a blank panel with a sound effect. It's just
yeah.
So that's
it's rough on the kid, and it's like everybody's panicking trying to get the water out, and that's when the rebels come across the kid. Yeah, everybody's like, is this the Royal Army that did this? He's trying to get it out. No. It's like, no, nosebleed? Don't worry, we'll take care of that. Try not to talk. It's like, no, you got it all wrong. We've been tricked. We can't get it out. Jeez. And it's not, he just can't hold in enough. He passes out and can't relay the message.
Yep.
And Koza's, that's it. Koza's like, it's time to bring it down. It's time for the final battle.
Poor Koza, man.
Oh, and this detail, again, this is the part that blew my mind about this plan and just how brilliant it is. It's time for the final battle. It's like, we don't have enough weapons. Hey, that ship that crashed into the harbor was an arms freighter. We can get all the weapons we need. Oh my God, they set it up so perfectly.
Yeah, seriously. Like, that's the spark. Like, he literally just, all right, he's going to incite a rebellion, so just go.
Yeah, here's the weapons you need. Go kill each other.
Man, I feel like even in hindsight now, knowing what I know, like Crocodile's kind of a genius for this one.
Oh yeah, and we get the rest of it where it's see them talking in the Bucci carriage again, where we find out that it was Mr. Four's team that kidnapped the king because it's a piece of cake for them apparently somehow. So they're the ones that actually got Cobra. Also with Mr. 2 changing, I realized something looking at his design. That's kind of brilliant because I was kind of comparing it to Mr. 3 in a way. The swans look like twos.
Do they?
Yeah, if you look at the swan with it the way it's like look at his shirt, that's a 2.
Of course.
I don't know, fully intentional, but it really works.
I could see it.
Yeah, it fits into like he has a bit more theming than just the number, but it's like that's a nice little thing. Yeah. Also, dear God, Oda, that must have been a hell of a panel to create. It was that background.
Oh yeah, so this and the ship crashing in was the moment for me where I'm like, I feel like One Piece has leveled up.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I do have specific memories of the anime not being able to quite handle. There were a lot of stills with these like giant crowd shots, but like this is by far like the biggest scale we've ever seen anything in the story so far. And just like
easily.
That speech of Koza, just like yelling out to all the rebels, we're launching an all-out assault. Like that feels epic.
Oh, it really absolutely does. It just gives you that sense. They're saying how big the rebel army is, and to see it laid out in a crowd shot like this is incredible. We've seen big ships from him before, but seeing that is crazy.
What is it? It was like 700,000 or something like that. Rebels,
something like that. And even then, you flip the page and there's Alabasta, and even Alabasta is like, that's an impressive city.
Yeah. I feel like you could have entire manga take place here.
Oh, easily. But of course, the reason we're going to Alabasta is that Chaka's finding out what's going on. It's like, no, this Cobra would never do such a thing. But so like, but His Majesty's missing. The time frame coincides without evidence to suggest otherwise. Yeah. So rebel commanders everywhere are crying out against the king. It's like everybody's taking up arms. We are in trouble. We cannot stop them. So it's up to Chaka to decide what to do. Especially because it's like, well, it's going against everything he said before. So what's going on then? It's like, well, time to stick with duty. So let's hold the kingdom together until the king comes back, and we're going to destroy the rebels.
Yeah. And then again, seeing just that other just massive crowd shot of all of the
soldiers.
It's just like, this is war.
Oh, it fully is.
We have had a full blown on war break out in this goofy pirate manga.
Mm-hmm. Going back to Rain Base, and you can just see both sides preparing for battle, and it just goes to Crocodile laughing it up inside the casino.
Yeah,
it's he basically was laying out the plan of them. It's just like you can hear the death rattle, and just he's so taking it in.
He's laughing it up.
Especially when both sides are just claiming defend Alabasta.
Yeah. I feel like God, yeah. Crocodile just knows. He just knows how to manipulate people, and he knows how people work, and just how to drive them to do the exact thing that he wants them to do. Like it just that is a sign to me of a good villain, of just like a character who is just always in control, no matter what the heroes do.
Right, and I it took a while to build him up to that, because he always seemed threatening because he had that aura to him. But to see the way that it's not just
seeing all of his little pieces come together.
Exactly.
Because he breaks it down right here. He was just like, he had orchestrated acts of sabotage in order to destroy crumbling towns, that people spread rumors they'd been wronged by the king's army. And he just undermined people's trust in their king at every turn until the frustrations were overflowing. And it's just like, dang.
Yeah.
That is...
It's probably the biggest combination of strength, apparent strength, because we've seen multiple people try to kill him, and with a sand fruit, it's kind of like Smoker, so that's going to be a little hard to take down. Like, what do you do with that? And to have that mind as well. Like, he is absolutely our biggest villain up to this point.
Oh, yeah.
And Vivi, just so desperate, just knocks over a chair and is just trying to crawl all the way back to, to get out of there.
And just the way that, like, she just, got a little map. Like, if I can get there before the rebel army does, it's just like, you are tied to a chair right now.
Yeah, that's not going to do much. But Crocodile's just like, hey, we're going there too, so I need to ask your father a question. And he's like, well, who do you value more, your father or your people? But you're welcome to come with us. Offers up a key. It's a key to the cage that the others are in, and tosses it into the banana gator trapdoor.
He is just eating all of this up.
Oh yeah.
he's having, because he feels like he's won.
Everything's come together. He's captured the Straw Hats. He has Vivi. He had all the operation is going off without a hitch. He has every right to be confident. And it's not like he's so confident that he screws up his plan like he did, like Kuro did. Everything is still in place.
It's honestly kind of incredible to see how well Oda has just like completely built up this villain. I even now reading back through this, like, Crocodile's one of the best.
Oh yeah, I agree. So and that chapter flies by. Let's just go ahead and get into chapter 173, Banana Gator. And for a little bit we have just the fun Straw Hats and Animals panels again. So
no cover stories.
No cover stories for a while. We'll get a little break. So let's just jump into the chapter itself. And it turns out we have about 8 hours before people start fighting each other. There's time to make it there, but you'd have to leave right away. So what are you going to choose? Save your friends or go save your people?
I accidentally dropped the key.
I love how Luffy's just like, banana gators? Like, what the heck are those?
Those gators are growing out of those bananas.
I love that he thinks they're fruit, not animals.
Well, I think... one of them eats the key here, as Vivi sees.
Yeah, one of them eats the key, and I love how Luffy, throughout this entire thing, it starts here, but he just keeps saying it, go make it spit it out, like she's capable of that. Because banana gators apparently even prey on sea monsters, so these things are no joke.
Yeah, seriously. Crocodile has this line here where he's like, they think that anything that falls in there is food. So I wonder... is he keeping these guys well fed, or are they just always hungry?
I mean,
I don't want to imply any kind of like animal abuse happening here, but are they ferocious because he's bad with animals, or are they just naturally ferocious?
I'm gonna guess
naturally
in the ferocious. So
but they're banana gators.
True,
sure they're friendly.
I mean, they have to be somewhat appealing, right?
Yeah. I do love this a little bit on the next page where, Zoro's like, if we could just open up this cage, I teach those lizards a lesson. And then Luffy's like, well, duh, we can't get out because one of them swallowed the key. And Zoro's like, I know that. Luffy is somehow not only dumb, but also expects other people to be as dumb as he is. Pretty much.
And even beyond that, it's not just the key is trapped with banana gators. He's getting rid of them completely because, like, hey, the water's going to rise here. Everybody's going to drown. So I don't need the secret room anymore. So bye.
There was no need for that. But he's like,
oh, yeah. Let's just kill him. We got a James Bond trap here. Let's do this.
Yeah. He's just like, all right, he's not playing games.
Yeah. And what's really interesting about this, I find from the artwork, is we don't get much from All Sunday. During all this, her face is often in shadows.
Yeah.
So we don't really see her take. Obviously, Crocodile is just living it up.
Yeah. It really Bond villain vibes for sure right now.
And to just dig that screw in just a little bit more, he talks about Toto and how he's just like stupidly, constantly trying to get water. And it's like, Oasis died a long time ago, but that stupid old man just keeps doggedly digging away. Oh, and he digs, heedless of those reoccurring sandstorms. And it's like, do you really think it's natural that those sandstorms hit the same town over and over again like that?
I love that he doesn't outright say it, but as soon as Nami's like, could he have it? He just whips up a sandstorm, and just that grin on his face. Oh.
I completely forgot that it was him.
Yeah. Ooh, and that makes it personal now.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't personal enough.
That's definitely like Luffy has a connection now. It's like, oh boy, he is done.
Yeah, and the way that you were talking about Miss All Sunday here, they're like, she's leaving the room with Crocodile. Crocodile's laughing it up, and like she just like has kind of her head down.
Yeah, she's not taking enjoyment in this. It seems
not in the same way Crocodile is, at least.
No, because we have to remember she did offer them a shortcut to get to Alabasta.
Yeah.
Long ago, back after she killed Igaram. So we don't really know what she's about.
Yeah. She definitely seems the most, I mean, because she's such an aloof character that it's like,
yeah, nothing bothers her.
Yeah, exactly.
But she also doesn't seem to get excited about anything like Crocodile does. So, But yeah, it's time for Vivi to make her choice because the water's coming in. Everybody's panicking, of course. It's like, what do I do? You don't know anything about his people, but she's so frustrated and she doesn't know what to do next. And it's finally Luffy that gets her some direction. It's like, get us out of here. It's like, oh, you're begging for your life, Straw Hat, from Crocodile. And he's like, no. If we die here, who's going to kick his butt?
You always know what he's concerned about.
Especially because it kind of ties back into Nami. It's like, okay, we could either keep going for Alabasta or try to heal Nami, but without Nami, how are we going to get to Alabasta quick enough? So that's the same thing. It's like we could save the people or we could rescue Luffy, but without Luffy, do we really stand a chance at stopping Crocodile? And I love this exchange. It's like, don't be so full of yourself, Fishbait. Oh yeah, you're the one who's a minnow. It's like, I know it's like, I don't know. That's a good exchange.
It's goofy name calling, but I love Usopp here's like, he's one of the 7 warlords of the sea, just like talking smack to each other.
Luffy does not care.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's when a banana gator start lining up to come in.
As tense as of a moment as this is, it's so funny that they're waiting in line.
I know.
Just coming up one by one. That's so good.
It's Vivi versus a banana gator or whatever. It's just,
yeah. Now that we have proper scale for one of these, like because the banana gator just comes in and just chomps down.
Yeah.
Like, Vivi's just sort of like this little shape in the corner. Like this thing is massive.
You never got that sense before that point, but he's eating the stairs up. It's rough, and Luffy's still trying to call out like advice, like go for the tail.
Go for the tail. Yeah. Jump up on the banana gator's back.
It is just not seeming like a good situation whatsoever because we know Vivi can't take this thing. What is she going to do? We have no idea until all of a sudden a baby transponder snail starts ringing with Miss All Sunday. I also love the note, not for international calls.
Not for yeah. What counts as international in like I don't know what I'm not going to think about it.
Different islands, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And somebody starts talking. And immediately Crocodile's like, I've heard this voice before. And all that says is, this is Restaurant Le Crap. And it's like, that's a good end. Finally, Sanji might get to do something.
Oh man,
that's really good. That's man,
it's super hype. Oh boy,
yeah, it is. And even the SBS gives us a little breakdown of the transponder snails, where the baby ones are small and easy to carry, but they have a weak signal that cannot be used to communicate between islands, and they are living things like bugs.
Yep.
Regular transponder snails are big but inconvenient to carry around. But they have a strong signal so they can communicate with distant islands. They can also be used to send faxes by connecting an attachment, which is just weird.
Of course there's faxes in the One Piece world.
Of course. And then there's black transponder snails that even remain small when mature, but they like to eavesdrop, but do not like to communicate with their fellow snails. So they're listening devices. I love how they built in animal natures into this for how this. But it's like, it's fine. They don't mind the captivity because they get fed. It's cool.
Hey, yeah.
No animal abuse.
I'm glad at least Baroque Works who seemingly employ a lot of transponder snails, they treat them right.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, time for chapter 174, Mr. Prince.
Oh boy.
It's just
I do love this chapter cover though.
Oh, Zoro with the monkeys. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, they're just having a little bath together. It's cute.
It's very cute. But yeah, Restaurant Le Crap. It's like, wait a second. I thought I had all the straw hats in the cage. There more?
I love that panel of Crocodile in the bottom right where he's slowly realizing.
It's like, wait a second. What's going on?
Oh, no.
And Luffy's already ready to give it up. It's like, no, don't shut up.
Yep.
Sanji gives himself the name Mr. Prince. Because, of course, just this fun back and forth between the two. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at because you'll come and kill me. And I'm not.
It's like, yeah, fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's debatable whether you can kill me, but I'm not fool enough to give out information for free. Unlike you, Mr.
Pissed.
Zero, and it's just that twitch.
He's pissed.
Oh, he is so pissed. And then they're calling us like, hey, they captured us, save us. And then it's just like, and then a fright breaks out over things. It's like, a shot, and that's it. It's just like, oh man, Sanji's getting taken down. Where are you?
Our one glimmer of hope.
He's apparently at the front of Rain Dinners. And they're just like, oh no, not Sanji. That's our last hope. It's like that useless idiot from Zoro. And all the while, Smoker just stays quiet. It's just like, boy, that switch ready to kill him to just like, that fool.
And then, hey, just like that, Crocodile switching moods on a dime. He's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's all good. Let's all go out there. Nobody knows I'm the boss, and it makes sense for me to investigate a commotion in front of my own casino. Let's go. That's no big deal. But Vivi, still trying to find some time to get out there, is trying to climb up the stairs.
God, she's just barely hanging on.
Yeah, wants to go get Sanji, see if he's all right, so she can bring him back here to help. And then, man, that's devastating. Crocodile is able to extend the hook with his sand powers.
Yeah,
grabs a hold of her neck and pulls her down.
Man.
Again, not letting anything to chance.
This situation is so desperate. Like,
oh, yeah.
They are grasping for just like any little bit.
The water's filling up. She's bleeding from the mouth. It is not looking good for her. And Crocodile, still smug as ever, is like, I'll bring that smart aleck Mr. Prince here too if you don't find a corpse, and just leaves. Finally is gone. And Luffy is just at his wit's end. He's just like, crap.
Yep.
Just ready to be done.
Every time you think that there's some hope.
And again, Crocodile playing that part, going out into everybody, and everybody's all celebrating. It's like, Sir Crocodile, it's him. It's like, just him saying, I was always afraid it was coming to this. This is the king that wouldn't do anything when pirates attacked our towns.
He plays the crowd so well.
He knows exactly what to do.
It's just psychopath.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Vivi about to get chomped, but she's like, no, you've always rescued me. It's my turn to rescue you.
I really love Vivi in this like these scenes, seeing her, like trying to repay the favor.
Yeah.
To the Straw Hats, because she, as the only one who could help in the situation,
and it's impressive too, because she dodges out of the way, jumps up on top of the banana gator, and manages to use it to get up on top of the stairs. Of course, it goes after her and breaks things even further, but she does make it out, and she's like, okay, hang on. I'm going to come back and with help. I'm not going to abandon you. And it's like, all right.
And then watching the water kind of breaks through the glass of like, it's just getting more and more desperate.
Yeah. They only have 20 minutes. So just got to keep going. But he goes outside and he sees that all the millions have been wiped out.
All the millions. Yeah. Just, geez.
Wait a second. I thought you captured him. It's like he took off just toward the south side of town, and he looks over and
sees somebody running
and just immedially takes off. It's like no one makes a fool out of me and lives. It just takes off.
Yeah, I like that. Shadows. All Sunday is just like, why not forget him? And just him in shadow, just the way that he says, no one makes a fool out of me, is so intimidating.
And back inside Rain Dinners, or back with Rain Dinners, the bridge has collapsed. Nobody knows exactly what's going on. All Sunday's even confused what's going on. Everybody's sort of trapped here. And Vivi's like, oh no, how do I get out of here with the bridge collapsed? And, well, maybe we can't get out, but now Baroque Works can't get in either, all according to plan.
Oh, just seeing him sit there playing the slots.
Playing the slots, having the glasses on.
Yeah.
There's Sanji. Okay, that's a legit cool hero moment.
It is. He's got quite a few left.
Oh, yeah, he does. Chopper's leading Crocodile on a wild goose chase. That's good.
Oh, boy. Yeah. We finally outplayed him.
Yeah, Sanji is the only one. That is something else. Sanji's the only one to have outplayed Crocodile consistently throughout all this.
Yeah. I complained before that he's kind of been the butt monkey of this arc. He has not a lot to do, but when he finally has something to do, he's awesome.
Yeah, he really stands out.
Yeah.
So,
oh man,
let's get to that final chapter, 175, release. Chopper acting as decoy, which is kind of brilliant.
It's great, yeah.
He doesn't know what he looks like, and Chopper has those forms, as we'll see later. I immediately thought of that. I was like, that's so good, because he doesn't know that, he thinks he's just a pet.
Yep.
And she's like, wait a second, didn't you just get shot? Me?
Yep, and then it's like, we got this fun little explanation of the flashback.
Yeah, where he's just like, hey, do this for me. He beat up all the millions, and it's just like, hey, I need you to do some acting. And it's like, hey, great acting. Thanks. Can I go now? Nope. And just knocks him out.
Just knocks him out.
There's some others that are over there. And all right, go take care of them, Chopper. You know what to do. Chopper just starts calling out, my name is Mr. Prince, as he beats down everybody.
I love. He's like, I'm finally helping.
Yes, I'm helping.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it is.
Well, cute while he's just completely just pummeling everybody.
Yeah, and I love the detail that his hiding from Crocodile is in his typical way, even in his human form.
Yes.
You cannot see that in the previous chapter, but it's obvious right here.
It's so good.
And it's so good.
Yep.
And that's when it's all going down.
We see Crocodile chase after him, and then that close-up of Sanji just walking through with all the commotion, where he's just got the shouted in screen tone and got the glasses on, smoking. It's great.
It's really cool. It works so
maybe
well.
One of my favorite Sanji panels.
Yeah, seriously. And then we got Tiny Chopper just shakily going by.
Yep.
Crocodile. It's so good how he balances that humor and the coolness with it.
Yeah.
And actual threats. And then there's an actual good idea here from Nami. It's like, hey, gators, come get us. Come chomp us. He's stupid. And I love how he's still calling them bananas.
Yep.
I was like, they're not bananas. They're gators with bananas on their heads. They're animals, not fruit. It's like, what's the difference? They're both edible.
I mean, he's not wrong, technically, but...
And I thought of this too. It's like, oh, that's brilliant. That's a good idea. Just use the gators to break it open. But the cage is so strong, it actually breaks the gator's teeth. Holy crap.
That's actually pretty crazy.
Right. I did not expect that.
We just saw it chomp through the the stairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I guess I don't think they explicitly say that it's because of the sea prism stone. That's my assumption.
Maybe. I don't know much about the sea prism stone to say whether or not it's that dense that nothing can shatter it, but
yeah, I would believe that.
We've also seen animals break their teeth on Mr. 3 stuff, so maybe Mr. 3 constructed this before anything else. I don't know. It doesn't look like one of his creations, but it's what it reminds me of. Mm-hmm. All the while, Smoker's just calm, and meanwhile, he's more interrogating. It's like, how much do you guys know what Crocodile's up to? Because that woman with Crocodile, Miss All Sunday, the world government has had a bounty on her head for 20 years of over 70 million berries. That's only 10 million less than Crocodile.
Yeah.
And he says, from the moment those two joined forces, there's been more at stake than just the fate of this country. The whole world could be in trouble if they're not stopped.
Well, that's ominous.
It's like, oh my God, what is going on here?
The stakes have suddenly just skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm. And Luffy's like, I don't care. I don't need any more reasons to kick his butt. Just let me.
Hey, he's right.
Yep. And it's salt water that's going in there, ocean water, because Luffy starts feeling weak from the water.
Yep. Well, there we go. I do like this. This little bit from Zora where he's just like, if I were a better swordsman, I could shatter this cage.
He is really upset with himself. He's like, I want to break through these things. I can't break through them. This sucks.
Yeah.
And then we get It's Not Polite to Roar at the Dinner Table and this amazing spread.
Oh,
Bad Manners Kick Course. And that look on the banana gator, that looks painful.
it just looks like he kicked him in the nuts.
Yeah. The nuts, the stomach, whatever. He's down.
Yeah. And just the massive scale of this thing. I mean, we saw how big these things were with Vivi trying to escape, but just like we have just this massive spread, and we just like this tiny little Sanji with his legs straight up in the air, and it just wow.
It's so good. And then you get the shading
so
on the
rad.
next page, and he actually coughs up some stone or something like that. He's like, bleh.
Yeah. God, he owns this entrance so much.
Yeah. The gator goes down. All of them react. Even Smoker looks kind of impressed.
Yeah.
And then cigarette out, pointed to the crew. Been waiting long? He just has to look cool.
He has to. I'm proud of him. I'm legitimately proud of him. He finally got his time.
It's about time.
Well, and of course he can't just let a good moment be a good moment, because the second he comes in and he's just like, "You love me now, Nami?"
It's like, yes, I love you.
Get us out of here.
And I love this thumbs up between Luffy and Vivi. He's like, good work.
Yeah.
Oh, that other panel, the leg going up in the slow motion. That's good.
Oh, it's so good.
And Usopp's calling out, just kill him. It's like, no, and Smoker's like, no, kill the third one that came in. Why that one? It's like, it's like, no, didn't you recognize the growl? That's the one that swallowed the key.
Wow, Smoker.
That's amazing. Like, wait for Smoker to show off that he's just that observant.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that detail. That he's helping and is just apparently absurdly observant.
Then we go back to Crocodile. It's like, oh, they lured us away to rescue their comrades, but it won't help them because I have the real key right here.
I love that it's shaped like a banana.
Yeah, he loves his banana gators.
Miss All Sunday's just like, you're evil.
And left nothing to chance. Like, here's your hope. But even that is a false hope. That's how good he is about these plans.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it still wasn't enough because somehow or another, and I'm shocked by this, they didn't show more, that they just have them escaped here, where all the banana gators are down, Mr. 3 is out of the gator, and we can just assume that they used his wax powers to create a key and get out of the cage.
And just get that little handwritten note is a "see you later, crap gator."
From Mr. Prince. And it just ends with the key clink coming down, like the key being dropped. So good. But I am shocked they didn't show that Mr. 3
I'm really shocked.
came back. Because the anime does.
It makes for such a good end of chapter zinger.
It really does. But I feel like as a reader, you have to connect a lot of dots. Because, hey, you have to go for this key. And then all of a sudden, hey, here's Mr. 3. And I've looked, and there's no sign of Mr. 3 getting coughed out, even with that chunk of stairs that we saw.
Yeah. I definitely think, in terms of the anime, I think actually showing that is probably the better. I don't know if I assume we're going to flash back to it, right?
Maybe.
That has to be what happens.
Maybe that's what happens. It makes sense that they would flash back to it, but I'm pretty sure the anime shows it actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
And
in real time.
Yeah. But I can see if there's a flashback next time for this one to just be like, okay, I'm out of pages, but I want to have them escape this chapter, and it'll make for a good stinger because let's do it.
I love that jump personally between Crocodile going like, I have the real key, whatever, and then he's just that handwritten note on the next page, just like I feel like we are slowly seeing the cracks where they are starting to get ahead of Crocodile bit by bit, and he is just like, it's just irking him a little bit more and a little bit more.
It's something that he hasn't been able to lock down his control around.
Yeah.
And it's really good. But there's still an SBS. I don't believe there's anything too major other than like pointing out that you had the S's backwards for the crocus. Yeah, that is our chapters. Again, we're getting very lucky because this was basically just all about them escaping from the cage.
Yeah, again, I thought this was the cage bit was longer than I remember, which, again, that's like our catchphrase on this podcast at this point. But
I thought it was longer.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, okay, we're in and out. Cool.
Yeah, that's it. It's so fun. Like, it's, again, amazing example of just raising the stakes.
Yeah.
Showing the desperation for Vivi, and also having the Straw Hats have to deal with all the stuff going on. Like, that's good stuff.
Like I said before, I really feel like this is the part where One Piece is leveled up. Like, just the stakes. I mean, the stakes were high before, with like seeing this war break out, and we have full context for why both sides are doing what they're doing, and it makes like complete sense. And of course, at the end of the day, we only really know like a handful of characters on each side, but each side having just like hundreds of thousands of people under their command, and Oda being such a skilled draftsman that he can render all of this and make it look convincing and make it look like this giant battle is about to happen under your eyes. Like, I'm so stoked for it.
It's so well done. It's like, this feels like the natural next level up after the whole thing with Arlong.
Yeah.
He gets close to those 100 chapters, and that's when he's like, all right, gloves are off, let's do this.
Yeah. And then now we have the escalation where we got that little tease from Smoker that was just like, the world might be at stake here.
Yeah, the world's at stake, and there's something up with that woman. Like, that she's been having a bounty for 20 years. Which that's she crazy. Does not look that old, so that is something. Man. But I am excited to read even more and talk about even more, because it's just going to keep getting better and better. I know it is.
Oh, yeah.
So, with that, I believe we've said all we wanted to say about chapters 171 to 175 of One Piece. Thank you so much for listening, and you can find more of my ramblings and stream VODs over at BitNerd Games on YouTube, or BitNerd with an underscore at the end on Twitter. And Brandon, where can everyone find you at?
I'm at Brandon Bovia on Twitter, just talking about anime, manga, games at my job. I don't... that's it. nothing to shill this time.
It was a big week last time, so there's just like nice and smooth now. So all good. Definitely check them out though. And if you'd like to help us out more, you can support the podcast over at patreon.com/Derek Bittner. That's DERRICKBITNER to listen to the next episode 3 days early. And make sure to return next time as we discuss chapters 176 to 180 of One Piece. Until then, my friends, bye.
Remember to take life one piece at a time.
What I'm trying to
You cold, heartless bastard! Don't you understand? Don't you know how these people felt as they died of thirst? They felt no hatred or anger towards you! It isn't the king's fault this is happening to us, he's a great leader! Those were the words on their lips as they died, they never lost faith in you! But now, you come here and apologize, and what happens to their faith? At least have the decency to lie and say you're innocent!